Alright guys, new project time. It's been a while. I just picked up this 800, what's it called? Snowboss 800 Snowblower by White Company. And yeah, paid 20 bucks for it. And it runs, but the issue it has is the drive doesn't work. Now, he did show me that this lever, which goes on the side here, looks like it, right like that. Yeah. Right there, it's in normal mode right now. Engine, and it has the electric start thing, which is cool. You can plug an outlet in there to like bump start it instead of pulling the thing. And auger moves back and forth. You can change the pitch. You got track control, auger control. It looks like, let's see, traction control, auger lock. So you probably have to hold this one down to drive it, and then that one to engage the auger. So yeah, anyways, these things are pretty heavy, so I brought some steel to kind of lift it up, and me and the guy lifted it up pretty easily. So I'm gonna slide it down off of here, and we'll take a bigger look at it. I think this is gonna end up being bobcat white, because I do have some extra paint from a year ago. Hopefully it's still good. But I really needed a track machine, though. There's ones with single wheels, they just don't do as good on like super steep hills. So we're gonna try the tracked one on the hills. Okay, that's a long enough intro. Let's get this thing started. Wow. So it works. We might just have a linkage problem. So this control here is for the auger, and I think what happened was it wasn't going into drive, and then when I engaged this auger, it stuck. So I couldn't disengage the auger, so it was always blowing snow, and it was always spinning. Even when I idled it down there, it was still spinning. So really the issue is the sticking of this auger is causing intermittent like drive in general. So it has to do with something with the pulleys there. So I can try to figure out if I want to even mess with it, because it works. And it works pretty good actually. The muffler's a little loud, it probably needs repacked. But what I would fix is probably take this apart and see why this isn't disengaging. It might just be due to the slop in this cable. With it being stretched, I might be able to shorten it. And then I'll probably still weld that packed snow thing on there. But it went through all the gears. First gear was kind of and that kind of makes sense because it's probably less tension on the drive belt. I don't know if it's centrifugal, we'll have to see. But yeah, that was causing it to drive very slow, and actually when I put it in first a few times, it would go in reverse, even though it was in first gear. So this is the shift linkage right here that switches between that, and it's probably just loose and close between first and reverse. They're right next to each other, however it switches directions. But great, that is awesome. This might be an easy one. We might just cross my fingers here, repaint it, and make it look awesome. And then I'm gonna give this to my dad. He needs one of these. So, all right. Okay, so I've got a few more minutes here to work on this snowblower. I got it all kind of prettied up with some bobcat white that I had left over from a previous project. If you want to check out my bobcat restoration, I'll put the link around here somewhere. Now what I want to do is spray all this rusty stuff black, but before that I want to try to fix the actual issue we're having. So this is the belt housing, and my theory is that the belt is just slipping, which is why it works when it's like kind of warmed up, because the belt gets hot. And then we also got to weld that lever arm down here that switches between these different modes. That could also be the issue. It could be halfway between one right now. But the alignment on that is something we got to look into as well. So I'm going to pull this cover off. It looks like there's 2 bolts on each side. And we'll take a look at the belt, see if it's worn out, and maybe even adjust it. I think it has an adjustment arm on it. Okay, so on this machine it's a 3/8 screw. Okay. Alright, so we have 3 belts in here. This one is for the blower. And yeah, it seems like even when that gets tensioned, there's not enough. I'm going to put a clamp on the thing, and then this is probably the drive motor. See if we can get this out of here. Yeah, right there, that's the drive. And some of these have like, oh yeah, this one does, it has an eccentric adjustment here, so we should be able to pull that in. Let's check out this side. Now the drive one looks like it just has 2 different holes. Does not have an adjustment. This is the auger. And then here's the driving gauge. I believe I have that right. Okay, so that's interesting. It actually pulls it back. There's probably a clutch there then. Well, we'll really be able to see once we fire this up and watch it. Being careful, of course, not to get our fingers in there. Well, I think I might do that. Well, that's weird that it died there at idle. It did that before to me, but it's still running good. what I think is happening, I don't know if you caught on there, but basically, like, even with the tension off, you know, with it, this is engaged, this is disengaged. Even with it disengaged, it's floating that drive wheel, which is good actually, because like nothing's seized up down there, and we got, you know, full movement of this guy. But it's engaging the auger still. Now I don't know if there's like a lot of friction on this wheel that's actually like providing it with some tension. I can take this bolt off here and pull it back maybe a little bit, but it doesn't look like much, and if I go too far then I'm not going to get engagement. So I'm going to try that, and I might try, this is risky and got to be safe doing this, but holding some sandpaper on this wheel so that when it spins I can take this rust glaze off of there, and then hopefully that will allow for less friction, and maybe it'll slip more and will not grab the main pulley down there. Now the main pulley down there also, you know, is adding friction. So I think that's like this, you know, basically it's not idling, it's always got some power on it. Now I did, when I out it down, I was able to stop this by hand, so nothing's jammed, but again, do that at your own risk. But that told me that this is just like free dragging. It's not engaged, but it's still engaging. The other thing is the drive was temperamental before. Now it seems like it's actually working well, so it might have just worn some of the rust off of something, but I lubed up some of these bearings. I don't know if they're shielded, but regardless, there's some lube on there, and I'm going to crack this loose here. Let's see, and then we can see if we can slide that back a hair. So actually, before I do that, I'm going to try my sandpaper method, because a clean pulley can't be harmful in this scenario. Okay, so I'm thinking modern snowblowers probably have a brake on this. I played with it. My fear is if I mess with this slot and try to pull it back, what's going to happen is when it actually goes under load with snow, it's going to slip, and then it's really, you know, not going to work. So it's going to need some new belts, but we're going to try to run it for now. It looks like if you change the belts, the drive belt price sucks, but you got to pull this front housing off. But we're going to run it. I'm not going to change the belts. It freaking works. I played with the tension on that one a bit too, and I tried to polish this so it would slip a little more, and it did. There's some lube down there. Let's see if maybe that would help it disengage a little bit, because typically it never pulls back like this. Like, there's no brake or disengage. It's spring loaded somewhere down there where it'll come back to here, but I feel like it likes to sit like right there. Maybe there is a spring I'm missing, I'm not sure, but it's fine for now. I can stop it with my hand under idle. It's just not the safest thing to have that spinning if you had a kid or a dog or things like that, so keep that in mind. These older ones do have that danger factor, assumingly. So yeah, well, we didn't do too much work to this, but hopefully this video is helpful to someone. I am still gonna paint this thing up and then bring it outside and give it another test, so let's splash some black paint on there and make this thing look brand new. well, that's it. She's going off to her new home now. Yeah, dude, if you guys like that, I know it was a quick and didn't really get into too much wrenching. Fortunate with this one, actually. But I got a ton of other videos out there on fixing and remodeling things, so definitely check them out. Hit that thumbs up button for me, please, and definitely also hit the bell next to the subscribe button so that you can know when I post. I'm trying to post once a week, so let's see if we can keep doing that. And again, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.